Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle Series, the School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spot ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which is equivalent rule set of the VGC 2018 season. So we kicked off this week with this amazing team that was influenced heavily from the recent weekend's Taiwan Open event, where Aerodactyl just seemed to like overtake everything. And this current team, because I didn't have a team report or anything to go off, was kind of my own interpretation from as much information that I could get from those battles, and kind of transitioned with my own spreads and movesets. Now, kindly, the competitor finished second in that event very kindly posted up the YouTube replay of the streamed event, as well as a team report. So I do have that team report now. So what I'm going to do, I don't have a bunch of time this week to actually re-EV everything, but what I'll do over the weekend is re-EV everything. So we'll play the second placed player's team next week, and I will find out his name because the report was actually in it's obviously I can't read it, so it makes it really difficult for me to translate, and I don't want to butcher the name, so I will find it out. Give all the props to that very kind soul and amazing player, obviously, for creating this team along with his fellow teammates, and we'll play that actual variant of it next week on the channel, which should be a lot of fun. So we'll finish off today and Friday with my own build of this interpretation, and then we'll move on to the actual team and play that next week, because there are a few little tweaks here and there, and obviously EV spreads are a little bit different. We're close on a few things, but on other things we're a little bit off, so it would be nice to kind of play the actual team. If you guys want to check out the report, I would strongly recommend going and do that. It is in the I'll link it in the description below, but it will also be in the comment section on Monday's video. So music, let's go for League Title Defense because we like that one. There will be a stream tomorrow night. I will just say as well, congratulations once again to all of the Flinched clothing t-shirt winners from Monday, and thank you all for getting in touch with me and giving me your details. I think I'm just waiting on Command Block giving his, but I'm sure I'll get around to it very soon, and we can get those all posted out and off to you fine people. As I say, I'm in the process of doing some more designs, so once we do some more designs, we'll probably do another giveaway. Probably won't be for 3 t-shirts this time, it'll probably just be for the 1 to go with the new design, but make sure you stay tuned in for that. But like I said on Monday's episode, if you do like the t-shirt designs and you would like to get yourselves one, you can go and click on the link in the description below. It'll take you over to the Flinched clothing at Teespring, and you can order yourself your size, your favorite tee, and then you can get some good Flinch luck to go along with it. So we have our first opponent of the day from Japan, 1533 rating, running a team of Gengar, which is going to be the Mega, you've got to assume, Incineroar, Tapu Bulu, Kommo-o, Tapu Koko, and Landorus-Therian form. So a very standard, solid kind of Mega Gengar Kommo-o team that we're seeing a lot of at the moment. So the premise is to lead off with the Gengar Mega Evolve, get that trap going, and then have something like Incineroar, Landorus, or Tapu Koko next to it. Utilize the fake out if it's Incineroar, or U-turn or pivot out with the Volt Switch with the Landorus or the Tapu Koko or Incineroar into that Kommo-o, get it into a position where it can get that Z move off, boost up, and then start just ripping all through your team. You're looking at normally the Tapu Bulu scarfed on these sort of variants, so that's something we need to keep in mind. And the Gengar obviously gives protection to that Kommo-o from all of the things that normally threaten it, like the Tapu, so Tapu Fini for instance. How are we going to approach this though? I do like Aerodactyl here for sure. Probably like Incineroar is nice to match the fake out, and we can also U-turn out as well. I will bring Tapu Fini, and I kind of want to bring actually, you know what, we need to be super quick. Let's lead with this, and this is just from my experience of playing with my Mega God of War team, because I had the double Intimidate core on that, and what I like to do against this sort of core is lead off with 2 pivot users, so I can try and adjust my ball position appropriately from that position. It might be different in this team, but this is like still a bit of a learning curve with this team. We might have been better off going with the Aerodactyl, but I'm going to stick with something I kind of know to start with, and my opponent's going to do exactly the same. So that's interesting to see as well. So our Landorus is the fastest thing on the field, which is interesting to know, and we get the Intimidate off first, which is a good indicator, followed by the opposing Landorus. Now let's see whose Incineroar is faster. If ours is, we can take advantage of the Fake Out, which it is, so that's nice. Okay. So much Intimidate. Times like these when you wish you had a competitive Defiant user, yeah? So, I think what we could do is potentially go for a knockoff into the opposing Incineroar and just switch out our Landorus, expecting potentially a Hidden Power Ice into this slot. So I'm just going to switch it out. We'll preserve the Landorus for later on in the game. If I can get Tapu Fini in and get maybe a Calm Mind off, it gives us a bit of stability against the Gengar when that comes in. So there's a Fake Out from the opposing Incineroar onto our Landorus. There's a Hidden Power Ice like we kind of anticipated, so it's paying off, and we'll get this tasty knockoff into the Incineroar, which is going to be super handy. Knocking off that Figure Berry, which is yeah, like I said, really good. Now the Landorus here is locked probably into Hidden Power Ice because it's normally scarfed on these sort of teams. One thing we could do is knock off into the Landorus and just Muddy Water. Oh, Scald. We haven't got Muddy Water, of course. Do we go for a Calm Mind or a Scald into the Incineroar? The other option is switch out into Aerodactyl here, which isn't a bad play either, to be honest. Because it's likely the Incineroar stays in and goes for a knockoff. And on -2, we've got the Mega Stone on our Aerodactyl. We don't want to really just throw away our Berry on our Finny if we can help it. So let's get our Aero in. Sludge Bomb. Okay, so it indicates that the Landorus isn't scarfed. Assault Vest probably. Oh, Expert Belt. Okay, and a knockoff into our Incineroar. So we will lose a Berry on our Incineroar, but that's fine. Now, we do have to worry about this Landorus maybe Earth Powering here, and that could be a little bit of a problem for us. What we could do is, like I don't really want to just, like with losing the Berry on Incineroar, we don't want to leave it in to take an Earth Power at this point, so it would probably be better off switching in our Landorus at this point, and we can Mega Evolve with that Aero and just go for a good old Rock Slide. Because both Intimidators are out in the field, we're not going to be worrying about that, so we'll get a full power Rock Slide off. And maybe some tasty flinching. I'm just going to drop it in every time. I will stop it, I promise. It might get annoying. Probably is already annoying, but anyway. So we get Landorus, so we're going to see the Incineroar switch out. We're going to see Kommo-o come in. So we will get a free Rock Slide off. We'll see what the opposing Landorus goes for. I wonder if he reads our Incineroar switch out. So we do get the Rock Slide. Does nice damage to the opposing Landorus. A bit of chip to that Kommo-o, which is always going to be good. And then Earth Power, so we do read that right. Okay. Do we Skydrop Kommo-o? I don't even know if we can Skydrop Kommo-o. Because potentially what we could do is U-turn into the Landorus. We know, well, it could protect, to be honest. I think we're probably better off just going for, no. Yeah, we could switch out into Tapu Fini and go for a Skydrop into the Kommo-o, and we'll see. This could be the biggest fail ever if we can't actually pick up Kommo-o. It looks like quite a heavy Pokemon, but not that heavy. But it has got scales, hasn't it? It's a Gengar coming in. Now we can Skydrop it. Excellent. So everyone's question answered. This is perfect because we should take a Sludge Bomb now. from the Gengar. Actually, it's going to be like really touch and go whether we can take it or not. Huh. We'll have to try. We have to try. If we can take the Sludge Bomb from the Gengar, then it's whether the Kommo-o goes for the Z move or not. So there's a Sky Drop. Should do decent damage anyway. I mean, really good damage. Sludge Bomb, do we take it? No, we don't take it. Oh, okay. That bit of chip, but the Kommo-o goes for a substitute rather than a Z move, which is really great for us because now we can get in our Landorus. We put a lot of pressure onto that opposing Gengar, and that Kommo-o will go down to a Rock Slide. I don't want to lock myself into Earthquake here, really. I want to pivot out rather than anything. Or do I just double Rock Slide? No, I could Earthquake. I'll go Earthquake because it kind of covers a lot of switch-ins from my opponent, and I'll Rock Slide as well. Gengar protecting. We'll take the Kommo-o down. And we know what my opponent's got in the back. It's got the Incineroar. It's got the Landorus. So Incineroar coming in with that fake out potential. It's going to fake out into the Landorus for sure. Do we just Rock Slide or do we actually go for... I mean, the flinch chance is quite nice. We could also Sky Drop the Gengar, but then the following turn, because we're slower than a Landorus, we'd miss Earthquaking it, so we're probably better off just Rock Sliding, in all fairness here. There's the fake out, no Protect coming out, obviously into the Landorus. We do get the Rock Slide off. Like a flinch here would be ideal onto that Gengar. And there we go, we get it. Flinch Clothing for the win. So we can Earthquake, we can totally expect the Landorus to come in here and probably maybe a U-turn, but I don't think the Incineroar takes an Earthquake and a Rock Slide, so we are going to take something down here. But something has to switch out, and you'd think that probably the Gengar is the one thing that you want to switch out here, and the Landorus to come in. But the Landorus as well is pretty low health from Rock Slides previously, so yeah. Incineroar going to come in. Landorus going to hit the field, but I reckon 2 Rock Slides maybe, and as soon as our trap is worn off, we can cycle out something, get Incineroar in, and then Gengar going for the double Protect. Haha. So you know what we're going to see next? We're going to see Hidden Part Ice into our Landorus, then Gengar switch out for Incineroar. But there's not much we can do, so we'll probably, unless, and I don't think 2 Rock Slides is going to be enough. And really, in hindsight, you know, I think locking ourselves into Earthquake with our Landorus wasn't the best idea. So there's the Gengar switch out. Incineroar going to come in. Our only really saving grace here is going to be a flinch onto the opposing Landorus. Another Intimidate going to cycle. There's the Earthquake. I mean, this should take out the Incineroar, but it traps everything in again. That's the problem. We do have Incineroar, so I mean, we're not. It's not the end of the world. There's the Earthquake. Here's the Rock Slide. Oof! Both targets survive. Hidden Pies. No, unfortunately. No flinch this time around, but we can't get it every time, I guess. So we do lose our Landorus as we expected. But we'll be able to bring in our Incineroar here. And we know we're faster than that opposing Incineroar. So we can potentially just fake out into the Incineroar and Rock Slide. And that should be enough to take down the Landorus. Especially single target as well. So I think we should be alright. We should be alright. I guess you just need to worry about our Rock Slide hitting the Landorus, but I feel confident that we're going to be able to do it, so it should be alright. Let's see. Ooh, Landorus actually withdrawing. Okay, so want to cycle those Intimidates a bit more. This does mean that our Rock Slide is going to be a single target on the Gengar, which helps us out a little bit, even though we are so... Yeah, I mean, it's not the best damage in the world. But a Rock Slide's going to take that Landorus down for sure. Unless the Landorus protects here. It hasn't shown Protect, but with the Expert Belt you would expect it to have Protect. And I worry whether or not Gengar can take a... Aerodactyl can take a Shadow Ball. Should be able to, right? I'm going to just go for the Rock Slide, and I'm going to go for a knockoff because that additional chip recoil could be quite handy for us not to take. So we get the Rock Slide off, we'll take the Landorus down. So that's, regardless of our argument there about whether it protects or not, doesn't really come into the equation. We see Sludge Bomb into the Incineroar, and the knockoff will be able to close this game out. So, managed to do a number of a Mega Gengar, so that works out pretty well. And good point that we can pick up Skydrop at Kommo-o. That's really good information for us going forward. I should have known that before now, but you know when you're not 100% sure and you're like, it looks pretty big. It looks like it could weigh a lot, so it might be over the threshold, but luckily it's not. So that makes dealing with Kommo-o a lot easier in this team as well. So very good game to my opponent. Nice playing that archetype as well, because it is a very popular team choice at the minute as well. And we'll move on. Hopefully find another opponent pretty quickly. What music should we go for? We haven't had Necrozma version 2, but I think I absolutely rinsed the life out of that. Let's go Galadian. For a change, because we haven't had that on the channel in an absolute age, so we'll try that one out. And as well, guys, as I always say, even though we're going to be playing this team for like the next 2 weeks, do get your suggestions in. I know I was talking about building that Mega Camera Up team, and I will be. I may feature it on the stream over on a Twitch channel in between now and bringing it on the channel, but I do continually want to hear what your thoughts are on what you want to see played and things like that. So do let me know, and we can get round to doing that. Like a core I'd like to play, which I haven't really played at all on the channel, is Kommo-o. So I don't know what your opinions are on that, guys, but do let me know, because I would love to. I'd love to play Kommo-o on the channel. It's something I haven't really explored too much this year, and it would be a lot of fun to kind of have a play around with it, and as well it gives me an excuse to use Mega Gengar, which, you know, seems to be flavour of the week at the minute, for very good reasons as well. But it's a very good Pokemon, but it's another one we haven't really played with too much on the channel up to this point. So doesn't look like we're going to find an opponent right now. Nope. So let's hop straight back into it and see if we can find someone pretty quickly. And I will just remind all of you that are watching this, because I'm just going to yak on for a little while we try and find an opponent. So when I kind of came back after a little break at Christmas, I did say that we've got this new schedule of 3 times a week, stream twice a week. So and this is kind of because I've got a lot going on at the minute. So after I'd say June, July time, things should quieten down for me, and I should have a lot more time to kind of dedicate to the channel once again, which is really good and something that I want to be doing. So I would say we're probably looking like we'll get back to a full schedule. I'd say probably August we'll do full schedule, like video every day again, which would be really good. And I think it's something that I've missed, and it looks like my my OBS is frozen. Well, my top screen and bottom screen have. Let me just see. I wonder if it's a... I've not clipped it in right. Oh, what am I doing? We're just screwing up the video. I wonder. Yeah, I think my capture card has just crashed, so I'm just going to close it down. We're still not finding anyone either, which is a bit awkward. No, I think my capture card's either died or, which is not good. No, there we go. We've got it back. We're back. It's like panicking there. I was like, oh my god, don't say my capture cards died. That would be the worst thing in the world. And I'd be like, oh, I can't actually do any videos until I get this sorted out. But thankfully it hasn't. And we have our next opponent finally, running a team of Kommo-o, Gothitelle, Incineroar, Primarina, Tapu Koko, and Tapu Bulu. So double Tapus here, Tapu Koko, Tapu Bulu for that terrain control. It's not going to be so great for our Tapu Fini here. Xurkitree enjoys the electric terrain, and definitely doesn't mind the grassy terrain as well. We've got a hard Trick Room mode though in the team that we need to be a little bit careful of, because that Gothitelle is going to have Trick Room, it's got the trapping again, and ideally it probably wants to get the Kommo-o, either that or the Primarina in, and abuse that trap with the Trick Room and then just start ploughing through the team. So this isn't going to be very straightforward for ourselves. We don't have too many options on the team to kind of stop that. There's no taunt here. We're going to kind of be relying on some absolute nukes from something like Xurkitree, Aerodactyl, Skydrop, and possibly Fake Out from our Incineroar. And maybe there's double fire here, so I don't really want to bring Ferrothorn, even though it would be super good against the Primarina and Bulu. The rest of the team kind of just puts me off bringing it. So let us think. We probably want Tapu Fini though, with everything. I'm going to lead. And I think I lock in Fini just in time. So we'll lead off Aerodactyl and Incineroar, so we've matching fake outs with both our opponent and ourselves, and then we've got the Xurkitree and the Tapu Fini in the back. The Fini's going to be important for that Kommo-o, I feel. It gives us a nice switch into any water type attacks from that Primarina as well, and it helps us change the terrain in our advantage. So we see Gothitelle, Tapu Bulu come out for my opponent. Okay, so we will get an important Intimidate off into this Tapu Bulu. Right, okay, now we could fake out the Tapu Bulu, Skydrop the Gothitelle. The problem here is I feel like the Tapu Bulu is going to switch out straight away, and the Incineroar is going to come in and try and get a fake out to help that Gothitelle set up the Trick Room. I'm going to Mega Evolve. I'm going to Skydrop the Tapu Bulu. And I'm going to... Do I knock off or fake out? I'm going to fake out the Gothitelle this turn. I've got a feeling that it will protect here. So there's a Bulu switch out. Incineroar coming in. So just by Skydropping it this next turn, we take away its ability to actually use that fake out. I feel like this match is going to be super difficult for us, because I don't feel like we've got a really good way to stop the Trick Room. And I don't think a knockoff is going to be enough. Okay, so yeah, there's the protect from the Gothitelle like we expected. We do get the Skydrop into the Incineroar. Okay. Okay, what have we got in the back to bring in? I mean, we've got Ferrothorn in the back that we could bring in to take advantage of the Trick Room, but it doesn't really help us. We're probably better off just going for a knockoff this turn into Gothitelle, get rid of its item, and then the next turn we can maybe pivot out with our Incineroar. So we'll get that Skydrop off. It's not going to do too much damage. Well, it does enough. There's the knockoff into the Gothitelle. It's going to go for the Trick Room though, regardless. Knockoff a Citrus Berry. It's a knockoff from the opposing Incineroar into ours. And here comes the Trick Room. Yeah. Okay. Right, so here I think I'm going to go for, I'm going to Rock Slide and I'm going to pivot out onto the Incineroar with our Incineroar to try and get a little bit of a better board position. Again, I can see the Gothitelle maybe protecting here, and the Incineroar might actually U-turn itself into like the Camerupt, but just a straight switch out. Okay, and there's the Camerupt coming in. And now, here comes the fun. Gothitelle protecting as we thought. And unfortunately, we didn't get the Finny locked in as we wanted to in Team Preview, so we haven't got that as an option. So we've got either Ferrothorn or Xurkitree. But Ferrothorn in the grassy terrain isn't a bad thing, to be honest, because we've got the grassy terrain boost. And a Power Whip doing neutral, still not going to be doing bad damage. And we will get a Rock Slide, so again it'll be neutral. And the damage isn't too bad, to be honest. Okay. Now the thing we have to contend with here is an ally switch. But I think what I'm going to do is just Rock Slide, and a Power Whip should get that Gothitelle. So I'm going to go for it, and we might lose Ferrothorn, but I mean, getting rid of the trap's the biggest part of this battle, because once we get rid of the trap, we can then stall out the Trick Room, get rid of the Trick Room setter as well, and then we can kind of go from there. So, let's see what we get. So Helping Hand, no ally switch, and the speed tie, who wins? Nature Power. Okay, Energy Ball. Oh, this is not going to be good. No, not going to be good. Okay, so we should have kind of expected that. We do get the Power Whip onto Gothitelle. Huh. It's likely we're going to see the yeah, Incineroar coming from my opponent. Losing the Aerodactyl there is like our best way to kind of deal with this team. Now we've got like Xurkitree that can't deal with this Camerupt at all. Does my opponent go for... I feel like our Incineroar is going to be slower as well. Okay, let's go Fake Out. And go Power Whip as well. Because I don't expect my opponent to Fake Out into the Ferrothorn. Yeah, it's going to Fake Out Iron. So, oh, it does. Okay. That surprised me, because I didn't think he'd want to kind of just trade Fake Outs here. But maybe not kind of knowing. We've got to kind of hope we win the speed tie here, really. The problem is, though, the big problem is, even if we win it and get a Power Whip off, we take probably an Earth Power, because it's just Earth Power into our Incineroar and then Flare Blitz from the opposing Incineroar into our Ferrothorn. And I don't think Incineroar... What Incineroar might take might take an Earth Power. I guess we've got to try. Hope we win the speed tie. It's kind of our only way to win this match. We do win it. No grassy terrain though. It's going to kind of hurt our ability to actually get some damage off onto this camera up. Do we take the Earth Power? Ooh. And then we're left with just circuitry. And like I really thought we'd locked in Tapu Fini in team preview, but it wasn't the case. We weren't quick enough. And I think this game is over completely because we've really got nothing to hit the camera up with. We've got one turn of Trick Room as well left. Let's see. No, Trick Room's ended now, so. Okay, Hidden Power Ice is not going to be enough. I mean, one thing we could do is potentially go for a T-Bolt into the Incineroar. But there's no reason for my opponent to protect the camera up here. Like, there's no reason. Because you kind of need the Beast Boost for the Hidden Power Ice. And even then, we're not going to be guaranteed to get the KO from this range. And this is going to take us down, so yeah. Kind of relying on my opponent to make a bit of a mistake there. Big mistake on our part, just not making sure that we locked in Finny here in this match. And then losing the Aerodactyl, kind of not expecting the Helping Hand Energy Ball. Which made a lot of sense, to be honest, because the Nature Power with 2 Tapus in the team preview makes a lot of sense. But good game to my opponent. Good information going forward against that team. It's weird because I haven't really played that team so much. You kind of read articles about the Nature Power camera up, but not playing it, you kind of don't expect it so much. And it's so annoying as well. Like, Ally Switch throws up so many issues where you just, like, so many times I'll be like in front of a Gothitelle and something else, and I'll just have to second guess myself every time and think, oh well, Ally Switch is definitely a possibility here. And maybe you're better off most of the time just ignoring the fact that Ally Switch exists and just playing it straight down the line until the Ally Switch is actually revealed. And that's probably the best way to approach it. I think we're kind of our own worst enemy a little bit in a way there, because if we got the Power Whip off into the camera up the turn that we got it off into the Gothitelle, it would have probably put it in a good range for maybe definitely another Power Whip to take it down, especially with the grassy terrain boost. And then getting rid of the camera up was the big thing, because then if we had, like, say, Ferrothorn and Circuitry, once that Tailwind ended, we can nuke the Incineroar and then get rid of the Bulu with Ferrothorn potentially. But then, you know, if we don't take the Gothitelle down at that point, it gets a little bit messy. So I don't know. I feel like we probably needed Finny in that match. Don't think the Circuitry was the best choice there. But that's all lessons going forward. Anyway, we are just over the 30-minute mark, guys, so I'm going to call it a day here. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. As always, do leave a like on the video. I always forget to mention it at the start of the video, mention it at the end, where it's not as relevant. But thank you for those of you that stuck around right till the end. I do appreciate it a lot. And leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of today's episode, of the games today, and the team in general. And we'll be over on our Twitch channel tomorrow evening doing viewer battles, so that'll be a lot of fun. So come by 8 PM UK time, and then we'll finish up with this team on Friday, and then we'll move on to the actual second place finishing team from the Taiwan Open from this past weekend next week, and we'll have a few games of that to see the differences between the two variants, my build and that build. So that's what we will do, guys. We've had a good couple of games. I've enjoyed them both today, so I hope you have a great evening, whatever you're doing, morning, afternoon, whatever time of day it is. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all very soon. So take care, guys, and until next time, bye-bye!